Hi everyone, Alex Tardy here, National Weather Service Office in San Diego. Time for your weekly weather briefing. It was a hot weekend, even on the coast where temperatures got up near 90 on Sunday. So the weather pattern is changing slightly. So upper level ridge of high pressure that's centered over New Mexico is going to weaken and shift east because a weak cold front is coming off the Pacific and pushing it to the side. And that'll bring cooler air into the Pacific Northwest and slightly cooling trend here for late in the week. Now, for the interest in the 4th of July weekend, upper level high pressure or heat dome builds over the Pacific, and that'll nose its way into California a little bit. But by the time we get to the 4th of July, it looks like a repeat where another cold front moves through the Pacific Northwest and starts a cooling trend again. So subtle but significant changes affecting our temperatures, especially coast and valleys. The official outlook for 4th of July. So this is what it's looking like. Warmer than average for most of California and drier than average, but an active monsoon, wet conditions in the southwest, New Mexico, Arizona, near normal temperatures there. Heat wave for the southeast United States, so the main heat center shifts into that region as well. Cool and wet for the Pacific Northwest because of those frontal systems I showed you earlier. Thunderstorm chances. So in the short term here, we're looking at thunderstorm chances for this evening, Monday evening, shown here in the green, mainly in the high desert slopes of the mountains and the Mojave Desert. That area decreases on Tuesday, but doesn't completely go away. So this will be timed with the heating of the day, but most importantly, the sea breeze that takes a while to make it up into that area where the winds collide together up and around the mountain areas. So slight chances for thunderstorms remain, but we are only expecting isolated activity in these areas shown here for Monday and Tuesday afternoon. The heat trend. We're looking at cooler temperatures today, and we're going to see a slight decrease back to seasonal averages for the coast and valleys and mountains. Deserts will remain hot with a little bit of decrease in the high desert, Mojave Desert, and really stationary hot temperatures remaining above normal for our lower deserts. So not much relief at all, maybe late week, Friday, Saturday for our deserts, some slight relief. Heat risk. This is what I want to talk about today. You hear about the heat risk. What is heat risk? This is the actual heat risk for the deserts on Tuesday. So they're in the orange and some areas of red in the Imperial Valley and Anza Borrego. Now you see the large, widespread area of yellow for the coast and valleys. So temperatures are still above average, but not by far for the coast and valleys and mountains. Temperatures are more significantly above what they normally are in late June, and that's why you see the orange and some areas of red. Where can we find this information? Weather.gov, we have a graphical hazard weather outlook, and there you can find updated information, not just for heat risk, but also for wind, for thunderstorm potential, and other types of parameters on this page. The graphical hazard weather outlook is updated multiple times a day, and the parameters shown here are available in real time, including heat risk. So let's dive a little bit more into heat risk. If you look at a particular region, we're going to start looking here, for example, Indio, Coachella Valley. Heat risk, when we go into the high or major red, means it's the 95th percentile for that particular day. So what we do is we take the forecast temperature and compare it to the long-term 30-year average. You can see actual high temperatures for those days and months with the black dots. So if you have a temperature in the Coachella Valley that is below 100 degrees, you're going to end up being in the orange shaded. If you have a high temperature this time of year, even lower than that, you'll get in the yellow shaded, the minor. But if you have a predicted temperature that gets in June up around 110 to 115, that bumps you into the high risk. You can see it's changing as we go into the climatological warmer time of the year, that is July and August. It also takes into account minimum temperature. So if you have warm minimum temperatures, you typically have higher humidity, at least relative humidity, more muggy, and that is a factor as well. And the Center for Disease Control information or health data is also used to match these temperatures. Now let's use an example for the coast. I'm using San Diego here. It's flatter. We have a more subtle increase, a climate that is really controlled by the marine ocean air, typically keeping us cooler or providing our air conditioning. Our normal high temperatures peak out in September and July. But you can see based on these dots here, we can have extreme temperatures above the 95th percentile almost any time of the year. So this time of year in June, if you take a look on this map here, it'll show you why when we predict temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s, why we get in the yellow and even briefly into the orange. So it depends on the time of the year. And the bottom line is the warmer you are compared to your long-term average, the higher the heat risk you end up being assigned. More risk to people's health in those temperatures. Hope that was helpful. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and stay cool.